Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, APAR, and by Steel Mazda.
From the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax, Nova Scotia, it's the U Sports University Cup on CBC Gem, brought to you by Steel Mazda. Peter Ruckhazer alongside Kevin Figsby. The U Cup Finals 50% set up as the host St. Mary's Huskies. They've punched their ticket to the big dance. They need a dance partner, and it could be either the UNB Reds, the 10-time national champions, or it could be these gentlemen from Trois-Rivières, the Patriots, who have won the national title 5 times. And take a look at the brackets now. St. Mary's, they defeated Windsor this afternoon, and now we've got this big game, and this has barn burner potential, Kevin.
Well, from what we've seen from these two teams in their first game, they're ready to play. They've shown why they're two of the top teams in the country. And to have them playing in the semifinal is absolutely phenomenal, because we saw the way St. Mary's is playing, and the winner of this game goes on to play against St. Mary's. And we can tell you right now that tonight's matchup is going to be fabulous, just as tomorrow's championship game will be the exact same.
And two teams, as I mentioned, they've been here before. Let's show you the two players that we're going to spotlight for this contest. Who would they be?
Well, we want to take a look here at the UNB player, Mike Petitian, number 17. Sorry, we're going to look at Pierre-Olivier Roy from the UQTR Patriot. Former Quebec Rampart player. He's got 20 points on the season, but he's the player that makes their offense go. He's the engine that pulls their train.
And part of a team that has a lot of depth. And here's Michael Petitian, the Armenian strongman.
Well, I mentioned Mike Petitian before because we want to talk about a grinder with skill. We'll take a look at the goal he scored the other night. He just backed up, waited, feathered it, buried it right underneath the crossbar. We've seen that from him in every game so far.
So Michael Petitian in the lineup here tonight for UNB. Now, this Trois-Rivières team, they came out in warm-up with black jerseys. They were told they had to change them because UNB is wearing red jerseys, so you can't really have two teams with extra dark colors, so they had to make the change, and that's why there's been a delay.
Well, for a guy like me who's got shade blindness, it was awful tough watching the warm-up.
So we're about ready to get going. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with the opening face-off next.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan.
A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
There are those among us who never run away from problems. Instead, they run to them. When we never settle for the world that's been built, that's when we drive it forward towards something better. Better outcomes for clients and better futures for our communities. At Cushman & Wakefield, we believe better never settles.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Halifax. This is going to be a good one here tonight. The second semifinal of the day, and it features two teams that know how to win hockey games. Let's give you the starting goaltenders for this contest. And for the Patriots, it's going to be Will Germard versus Moncton. 27 saves for the shutout, 5-1 record with a 2 goals against average and a .925 save percentage in OUA playoff action. And for the UNB Reds, Remy Delafontaine, 5-1 with a 1.94 goals against average and a .911 save percentage in AUS postseason action. Let's tell you the referees and the linesmen for this one. Tyson Stewart, Mark Pierce are the refs, and the linesmen are Nick Grenier and Adam Burnett. And this one might have a lot of spice to it, Kevin.
I think this will be a barn burner, as you say, right from the get-go.
And we are underway. St. Mary's, they have a spot in the finals. Question is, which one of these teams will meet them tomorrow afternoon? Here's Burnett to the front of the net. They score! Right off the hop. And the Patriots, they get a goal there from LaFrance, and it's 1-0.
So, Peter, we'll take a look at this. We said it would be a barn burner. UQTR wins the drawback, goes to the far side, comes back to the near side. Then we've got Frechette driving the net, and the first shot of the game, 12 seconds in, opens the start of our barn burner tonight.
Whoa. We were just settling in here. So 1-0 for the Patriots. A team, as I mentioned in our opening, has won 5 national titles. Here's Cornwallis. He'll play it around the boards. We'll see what the response is now from the Reds. Puck behind the Trois-Rivières net. This is Cornwallis being hounded by Baber. Baber takes him into the boards. Rink wide. Nobody home, but moving up on the play is Gadet. Along that far side now, they try to dig it off the boards. Puck comes loose. And now Colton Kammerer. He'll push it ahead. Baber deflects that puck in. He wasn't over his side of center, and that's going to be an icing call against the Reds. That's a shock to the system, isn't it?
Well, we knew both these teams had high potent offenses, and they came out ready to play. And I think with the change of the uniforms, UNB was sitting there waiting for Trois-Rivières, and it was all in Trois-Rivières' favor to come out and get a good start going here.
So for LaFrance, that's his second goal of the University Cup. He scored in that game against Moncton and had 5 shots on net. Not to mention the fact that he was 7 of 23 of the faceoff circle. Played back inside the Patriots zone. Rafano Mitsutsoa played it off the boards. He gets tangled up with the linesman, then throws a big hit in the corner. Now Petitian down that left side. He got spun around, able to get it deep. LaRouche. His father, David, played in the old Central Hockey League with the Tulsa Oilers. Rondeau, he's got room to roam here. He'll push that puck ahead. Out to center ice, in over the line. That's Turcotte. Turcotte lost his balance as he tried to take that puck off the end boards. And now it's McPhee. He'll dance out to center ice. McPhee gets funneled off into the corner by Palat. McPhee keeps on trucking. Getting a little help there from LaRouche. He'll go up top. Savoie had problems handling it. Goes down into the corner once again. Palat wallpapers his man. A little bit of a board meeting in that far side corner. And now it squirts loose. Turcotte just gets it out over the blue line. There's Eli Barnett. He'll just dump it in. That'll signal a change for both teams. Here's that top unit on the ice now for the Reds. Torrance, Huckins, and Morgan. Puck batted out of the air by Barnett. He's got that Zdeno Chara type reach. Out to center. Baudouin plays it off to the flank. Big hit! As Nick Savoie got hostile and agile on that one. Cournoyer back inside his own zone. He'll go D to D. Play it up that far side wing. Deflected in by the goal scorer LaFrance. Roloffs couldn't control it around the boards. And now Cournoyer. He'll take a couple of steps, then gains the O-zone. Diagonal dump in. Dumoulin is there fighting for it. Comes into the near side. And Justin Nolay, he took a hit. Able to clear the zone. Mitsunsoa now tries to work it out. And can't. There's a shot. Grimard. He got handcuffed there. Gaudette will play it to the corner. Back up top. There's Colton Cameron with a shot right on. Grimard made the save. Rebound is cleared momentarily. Dubois. Baber. Baber tried to stuff it in on the short side. Off the boards and not out of the zone. That went off Gaudette. LaRouche keeps it in. Gets some help there from McPhee. McPhee being lined up by Rondeau. Petizian. He'll spin it down low once again. Rafano Mitsunsoa tried to get it out, and now Trois-Rivières really having some problems clearing the zone. Here's Petizian. He'll peel on the half wall. Back to the point. Mancini with a shot. That stop. Big rebound. Goes into the corner. As UNB, they continue to press. And now it's finally cleared, and boy, oh boy. Trois-Rivières happy to get a whistle there. So, some early hits in this one, Kevin.
Well, we've got two beautiful hits here. We got an old-style hip check right at the blue line that slows the offensive thrust of the Trois-Rivières Patriots. And then UNB comes down the other side, and Susi steps up and throws the exact same hit on the UNB player. We've had quick goals right off the bat, 12 seconds, and two big hits. And now we're going to our first power play here.
So a penalty coming up to Thomas LaRouche. First year forward. And this Patriots power play in the postseason OUA play has been very good. 5 of 22. 22.7%. 1 for 2 in that victory against Moncton. Off the face-off, it comes back to LaFrance. Fournette gets it down into the corner. Back to Fournette. He'll work the half wall, looking for an option here. Down below the goal line. Fournette again. Very dangerous figure on this power play, number 61. Fournette. Try to work a give and go. Up top, LaFrance, he'll work down the wall now, and they'll switch things around. Out front of chase, they score! Fournette. Backdoor snapped it home, and it's now 2-0 for the Patriots.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do against UQTR is take a penalty early in the game. And now what that's done is given a little bit more confidence to the UQTR team here. We got a great cycle coming out of the corner. We move the puck from low to high. Then the defenseman drops down, passes it behind the net, and then he catches Connor Fournette on the back door, and he makes no mistake burying that puck behind
Remy Delafontaine.
Remy Delafontaine.
So a 2-0 lead here for the Pats, and boy, I don't think anybody expected that.
I think the Patriots might have.
They were hoping for a start like that, as we've just passed the 5-minute mark. And now UNB got to get something going here. Along the boards now. Wah, he tried to clear it and can't. Huckins with a shot. That's knocked down by Grimard. Grimard seems to be having some problems with rebounds here. There's another shot, another big rebound. Goes below the goal line, though. And now swung around the boards. Huckins in a battle. Kammerer, did he keep it in? No, they got to tag up UNB. And they're going to whistle it down. 14:26 remaining in the first period. And there you see Luke Torrance as he heads to the bench. So, yeah, for UNB, they just got to settle down here a little bit, I would think.
Yeah, I think they may be a little shell-shocked after that last power play. But Rob Henniger's a guy with a lot of experience. He's played in this tournament, coached in this tournament, and he's done a great job at that UNB program. He'll settle his team down and get back into their game plan.
Puck dumped in. Here's Edouard Cournoyer. Former Quebec Rampart jumping on a loose puck. In over the line, that's Monroe Boucher. He had a good opportunity there. Had a strong game against Moncton. Dubois, he weaves away from one man. Played it down the middle. Cournoyer pivots and goes back for it. Off the window, not out though. There's Dubois trying to seal it in. Jacques Dubois played it cross ice. Baber wasn't expecting it. Baber gets a rough ride. Now moving in. That's LaRouche. LaRouche down, trying to come out from behind that net. Centers it out in front. Barnett loads up. His shot is blocked. Batizian, he'll dump the puck in. UNB, they have to tag up. Hard around it goes, out to center ice. Now Three Rivers, they navigate through the neutral zone. They gain the O zone. Centered out in front by Gravel as he was looking for Cloutier. UNB, they just get that puck out. 13-12 remaining here in this opening frame. Shots on net 7-3 in favor of the Reds, which is a little bit of a surprise. Puck down low now for the Patriots. They get on the forecheck. Here's Fournette. Fournette tried to go short side. And this Patriots team, I mean, they forechecked Moncton to a standstill yesterday. Puck sent in. Nolay hacks at it. At the point now, Rondeau, he keeps it alive. Baudouin tried to funnel it in the corner, gave it away. Huckins sends it down the ice. They wave the icing off. Rondeau trying to get away from Torrance. The big unit is out there once again for UNB. That Cole Huckins line. Played to center ice. Cameron wants to bring it right back, and he takes a heavy hit. And Rafano Mitsotsoa, he broke that stick over Colton Kammerer. Trying to move in is Baudouin. Kammerer comes right back defensively. Talking to Coach Henniger, he thought that Colton Kammerer was his best defenseman yesterday. Puck played off to the flank now. Huckins trying to get to it on the forecheck. And now they'll rev it up again in the neutral zone. Off to the wing. Here comes the Patriots. Wah centers it out in front. Nobody in an orange jersey there. Round the boards it comes. This is Dubois. Puts it right on the tape of number 89 Roloffs, and he just rolls that puck in. Wah looking to go rink wide. Gauthier couldn't handle it. Moving in is Baber. Baber played it across the blue paint. Patriots get the puck out. Big hit as Baber took a run there at Auger. Both teams making some changes here. This is Boutin. Plays it down the left side. Trying to move in. Monroe Boucher wanted to stuff it in on the short side. Boucher, no fear, taking it right to the cage. Center comes high slot, now gobbled up by Petitien. Michael Petitien, he gets ridden off into the boards by Pilat. Monroe Boucher plays it in the neutral zone. It's the return pass, and he'll just dump that puck in. And the Patriots, time for them to change things up. Approaching the halfway point here of this opening frame. 2-0 for Three Rivers. Petitien hangs on to it, plays it down low. Huckins gets some help there as Torrance. He tried the wrap around, and it's sent out to center ice. Nolay under pressure. Justin Nolay getting hounded there by LaFrance, and now finally UNB able to clear it down the line. Rafano Mitsotsoa, former Shawinigan defenseman. Puck chopped at by Rondeau. He's having some difficulties. Here's Rafano Mitsonsoa, and there's going to be a penalty to the Patriots. And UNB will get an opportunity on the power play. Time for us to take a break. 9:57 remaining here in the first. Pats up by 2. UNB on the PP when we come back.
Le sport en direct sur ICTout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Not only as a coach, but in his playing days, because he's a member of 2 national championship teams. And the biggest highlight, of course, came back in 2001 when he scored the University Cup winning goal in double overtime against St. Francis. I asked him, 25 years later, do you still have the puck? He said no, but he does have the jersey. And of course, the next question is, what about the stick? He said someone stole the stick. When we asked who, he said, the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto.
Thanks, Rob. And Coach Hubert, he was a pretty good player in his time, a 9th-round draft pick of the Phoenix Coyotes back in the late 90s, and he's done a great job with his program. And now the Patriots have to kill off this penalty. In over the line as Roloffs gave that puck away, heading north with it. This is Monroe Boucher, takes a shot, and Remy Telefontaine has to make the save. Let's take a look at the early scoring now by the Patriots, and this one was lightning quick.
12 seconds off the opening faceoff. Trois-Rivières wins the draw, gets it back, moves the puck up right away, then drives the back door and puts the puck in the back of the net. Then they work the puck down low, work it to the back door again, boom, puck in the net.
1:32 remaining in the power play here now for UNB. UNB in that game against Queens, 1 for 3 with the man advantage. Played back to the point. D'Amato, he'll slide it over. This is Morgan. D'Amato, he'll hang on to it. Cody Morgan, and again another poor pass by the Reds. And now Waugh, he'll just take his time and loop that puck in. Puck down low. Good job by the Patriots to waste some time. Under a minute now remaining in the power play. Dubois tried to play it forward. Nothing working right now for UNB. And now here's a chance out in front as Telefontaine gave that one away. Lurking there was Turcotte. Just couldn't get a hold of that puck. 34 seconds now remaining. Here's Justin Nollet. Puck slides off his stick. And now the Reds have to backpedal. Roberto Mancini leaves it there for Petitian. I saw Petitian in the hallway warming up, and he has got 2 monster arms. This guy is in the gym, I think, every day. There's a shot by Petitian. He put that over top of the cage. Board battle on this near side. Puck gets deflected in front. Grimard let that go. Along the wall. As we're back to 5-a-side hockey as Fournette comes back on the ice. The shot from the point. Oh, that took a strange bounce as that just went wide of the net. Here's Fournette. He'll scamper to center. Fournette, he takes a hack there from Mancini. Fournette, 4 goals so far in the postseason, in OUA play and in the University Cup combined. He's been a force here for this Patriots team. Long stretch pass. Here's McPhee. He'll put the brakes on. He got hammered from behind by Cournoyer, and Blackton comes in, and he has a word to say to Cournoyer, and down on the ice is McPhee, and he's taking his time getting up here.
Well, let's take a look at that hit on the wall. UNB player makes a cutback on that, and the UQTR defenseman just comes back. He's tracking on him, and he turns right back into him. And unfortunately, he got him as he was turning, so he got him with his back turned. You know, the one thing is, UQTR has done a real good job on their pre-scout against UNB. This game's all about time and space right now, and UQTR is blanketing UNB. They haven't given them 3 inches to move up and down the ice. Every time there's a breakout pass, there's an orange jersey on a red jersey. Every time the puck goes down, you're not letting them set up. They're first down there. There's foot races for the puck. There's full contact, and they're not giving them that opportunity to set up and get into any kind of breakout. So what they're doing is forcing UNB to throw the puck up long, and their defense are just forming a wall and keeping them out.
Kevin, would you say it's a carbon copy from what we saw yesterday when they played Moncton?
Yeah, I think what they did is use that game yesterday to get prepared for tonight, knowing who they were playing. The two teams, Moncton and UNB, are similar, only UNB's got more speed and more skill. So UQTR got focused on that, and that's the way they're playing right now.
There's Rob Henniker. He's hot under the collar a little bit.
Well, you see that hit live, and it looks a little bit different than it does when you see here, because he does project into the boards hard, but he does catch him with his shoulder on shoulder. It's just a projection into the boards that makes that a little bit more difficult. You know, as a player, you have to protect yourself as well. And unfortunately, when you cut back, things like that happen.
So, power play opportunity once again for UNB. This is Dubois. Can't get it deep. Roloffs has it. Roloffs in the postseason and AUS action, he has 3 power play goals. In the regular season, he had 8. He's a presence in that bumper position. D'Amato. He'll come out. Little bump back for Cole Huckins. Huckins gains the O-zone. And now UNB will try to set up. Up top. D'Amato. On a tee right there for Dubois, and he snapped that one, and Grimard comes up big.
UNB here on the power play works the puck down low, moves it back up to the top, then gets some traffic in front, pulls the bumper pass, and then tries to beat Grimard. Grimard saw the puck coming the whole way. The defenseman Gauthier boxes out the UNB player, and Grimard makes the easy save.
Grimard, 27 saves against Moncton for the shutout. So we get a face-off here to the left of Grimard, won by UNB. 1:12 remaining in the power play. This is Cole Huckins. He'll drop it back. D'Amato. Over here for Morgan. Works the half wall. D'Amato. Huckins. And that pass goes astray. UNB, they pick it back up again. D'Amato can't find a lane. Huckins on that far side. Into the slot. A chance right there for Roloffs. Right in Roloff's office in that slot. He's taking a pounding, though. The shot, loose puck in the blue. UNB couldn't get to it. They keep it in the zone, though. 35 seconds remaining in the man advantage. They try to go cross ice. It bounces right there to Dubois. Roloffs is in there. He gets tangled up with Gauthier. Gauthier with a shot to the back of the head of Roloffs. D'Amato slides it over. Huckins with a shot. That goes across the blue paint. UNB coming close into the slot. Roloffs. He had a good look. And now finally, Trois-Rivières, they get it down the ice. 6 seconds remaining in the penalty to Cournoyer. Shots on net, 12-5 in favor of UNB. Here's Batisian. He wants to rev it up. He's got his engine going. Tried to throw it in and went off the skate of Torrance. And now trying to get loose down that far side. This is LaFrance. He has one of the goals in this game. He battled down low, getting granular. And now this is Rondeau. He'll send it around. LaFrance in there again. Battle for it along the kick plate. And now trying to get middle ground. That's Baudouin. Batistien back on it again. He'll float it inside the zone. Good job by Rondeau to knock that puck down. A quick up here. Fournette will slide it in. He needs to go off on a change. 4:33 remaining here in this first period. It's a 2-0 lead for the Patriots. LaRouche. He sent the puck in. Palat behind his net. Look out. Here comes McPhee as he tried to throw the check there at Turcotte. And now Grimard hangs on to it as we get a little bit of pushing and shoving as things get slightly physical.
Getting a little heated down there right now. A little intensity ramping up.
Okay, just a reminder that the 2026 Miller Waste Systems U Sports Women's Hockey Championship taking place in Woolwich, Ontario this weekend. Tickets are on sale now. Visit usportstickets.ca to order your ducats for that great event. And we've got a pretty good event going on here. It's a 2-0 lead for the Patriots. 4:17 remaining in the period. And UNB, they got a little bit of a flurry going there. They had some nice looks.
Well, they took advantage of their power play to get back on their offensive thrust. And what they did was they came away with 4 or 5 quick shots, some rebounds, but Grimard was a wall back there in the UQTR net.
Face off to the left now of Grimard. It's going to be Huckins, Torrance, Morgan up front, Barnett, and Nick Savoie on the back end as we get another conference with the officials and Rob Henniger. Cody Morgan now slides it behind the net. This is Cournoyer. Makes the adjustment. They give the puck away, though, up top. And now coming out of Nowheresville, this is Waugh. Waugh trying to hold on to that puck in the corner. Auger comes down to help him out. And his forecheck is just fierce from the Patriots.
The Patriots right now have a blanket over UNB. Every time they get outside their blue line, they seem to win the neutral zone and then dominate on the other side of the red line.
Here's Torrance now in over the line, try to take a shot, fanned on it. Morgan follows up. Puck is loose off the end boards. It's on the back of the net, and they'll whistle it down. 3:32 left in the first period of play.
Well, we're starting to see right now, Peter, a lot more of Cody Morgan, Hutchins. That line has been the line for UNB, and they're the key right now. You've got to go to your top guns right now in a 2-0 game before the end of the period and hope they can create a little bit more offense and gain confidence off of it.
Cole Huckins, player of the game last night, a goal and an assist, 3 shots. His uncles are former NHLers Greg Malone and Jim Malone, so he's got that NHL DNA. And he's had a whale of a season. And now here's Gaudette blazing a trail down the wing, takes the shot. Delafontaine makes the save. Up top now, Dumoulin. His shot goes wide off the end boards. Monroe Boucher's right there, they score! And now Trois-Rivières, they've got a 3-0 lead here in this first period. And tapping that puck in is Gaudette, and he has been on fire in the postseason.
You know, you take a look, Gaudette brings the puck down himself, gets his own rebound, then they're able to keep the puck in the zone, cycle the puck down in behind the net, and they're able to step up and whack home a bouncing puck. We cut back with it, we throw the puck on the net, takes an ugly bounce off the backboards. Delafontaine goes down, and the puck just comes back to the UQTR team, and they just squirts back in over the top of his pad. That was a lucky goal, if you want to call it anything. It wasn't a skilled play. It was the kind of thing where, hey, we're working so hard, good things are going to happen. And right now, UQTR scored really early in the game, and so far, that goal right now is late in the period. And that's one of those backbreaker type goals.
I know it's a cliche, but just get it to the net. This is Kammerer trying to get this Reds team back on track. They're down 3-0. Baudouin, he looked fantastic in that game against Moncton. He takes a hit. Kammerer put his backside into him. Colton Kammerer, I don't think I'm talking out of school here. He's not 100%, but he's gutting it out. Down into the corner now. The Reds try to grind down this Patriots blue line. Laid up along the wing. This is Turcotte. Waugh sends it to Remy Delafontaine, and he'll freeze it. Fans, U Sports wants to hear from you about their viewing experiences. Visit usportsfans.ca or click on the QR code to find out more about your viewing experiences with U Sport. And the viewing experience here so far sees the Patriots with a 3-0 lead. I don't think anybody thought this was going to happen, Kevin.
No, I don't think so. And you know, Peter, through the start of this tournament, we've seen at least 3 goals in every game so far. We haven't seen a 2-1 game, which we thought we might.
Here's Dubois, scored that unbelievable goal as he dances. Cornwallis scored that goal late in the contest the other night. Puck sent in by the Patriots. Delafontaine has to play it quickly. Out to center ice. Barnett gets his pocket pick. Monroe Boucher with speed. He's got Gadet! And that puck in the blue paint. And Delafontaine, he has it. And now Cole Hutkins, he hog-ties somebody and takes down the Patriot forward.
UQTR with their high-pressure forecheck forces a turnover at the blue line on a 2-on-1. And the puck just squirts wide out and off his stick into Delafontaine's pad. The UNB defenseman Barnett is forced to come in and pump the net off on that one.
So a penalty to Eli Barnett.
Well, he called Barnett from hooking when he pulled him down, but it was Barnett that slid in to the open puck, and rather than it going into the open net, the net came off its moorings. The referee didn't have much of a choice on that one to make that call, and that's not an opportune thing right now that UNB wanted to see. You know, they're down by 3. They've given up an early goal, given up a late goal, and now they're giving up a power play. And right now, UQTR is looking at, hey, we can really put a lot of pressure on them with our power play right now.
Patriots were 1 for 2 versus Moncton. Big penalty kill here now for the Reds. Fournette working on this near side half wall as he normally does. Back to the point for LaFrance. Felix LaFrance, he'll switch positions with Cornwallis. LaFrance wants to go for a skate. LaFrance now, he'll funnel it down into the corner. Reds trying to defend as best they can here. And now, not out of the zone. There was a chance for Baber. He couldn't get it down the ice. Under a minute now in this first period. Down into the corner. Cornwallis, he'll skate the line, takes a shot. That pinball's around. Again, UNB can't grab hold of that puck. Into the high slot. Cornwallis slides it over. In front, they score! It is Waugh as he gets a stick on it. And it's now 4-0 for Trois-Rivières, and that's their second power play goal.
Let's take a look again at this goal. It starts in the corner, moves back to center, moves back to the side, shot to the net, right underneath the LaFontaine's leg. Waugh's coming across for that tip in on that play. That's something that these guys practice. From the corner, back to the slot, guy coming across. And we said that Pierre-Olivier Roy would be a player to watch in tonight's game. He's that guy that can get the offense going, and he's a power play specialist for them.
Whoa. 4-0 as we're about ready to close out this first period for Trois-Rivières. And a lot of UNB fans in this building, and it's dead silent here. And that puck goes out of play. And I don't know what you do when you go to the dressing room if you're UNB. I mean, this is stunning. This doesn't happen to a UNB Reds team at all, if ever.
Well, you don't ever get used to something like this, but what they have to do is get back to their game plan. They're a premier hockey team at the university level. They'll readjust. They know they're in a hole. They know they got to dig steps to get out of it, and it's not going to be all in the next 20 minutes. But they do have to come out like a house on fire to start the second period.
Fano meets Soa over to Rondeau. Cadet is there. Nolay broke up that play. And now Rob Henniger and his staff, they have to devise something that's going to get their team back in this contest. And that is going to do it in a very surprising first 20 minutes of play in this second semifinal, as the Pats, boy, they came out like a house on fire and just threw everything but the kitchen sink at UNB.
Well, you can see what UQTR did. They came out with a game plan, and they executed the game plan from A to Z. They wanted to put a lot of pressure on UNB, cut their opportunity to play offensive hockey, force them back, and shut them down every time they come on the breakout. And every time a red jersey had the puck, there was an orange jersey within a foot of it. And you had a lot of high contact in that period. 12-9 are the shots, pretty close. 2 of the first 3 shots for UQTR went in the back of the net. And that certainly, as an offensive team like UTR, gives you a lot of confidence as you're moving forward through the first period.
I'm wondering, if you're the St. Mary's Huskies and you're watching this game at home as you rest up, what are you thinking?
Well, you're thinking. That's the number one thing. You're sitting back going, I didn't think this game was going to start that way.
Right,
what are we going to do tomorrow?
Okay, we'll step away. We'll have more of our first intermission in just a bit. UQTR in front 4-0.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
Every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Beginning a program at university? is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Trois-Rivières in full control of this game. They're up 4-0 after 20 minutes of play from Halifax. Will Grimard, he pitched a shutout against Moncton in the opening game for the Patriots, and he's on his way here. We still got lots of time. He's gone 80 minutes without giving up a goal. Let's now have 2 minutes with the Trois-Rivières goaltender.
J'ai commencé à jouer au hockey à l'âge de 4 ans, probablement à cause de mon père. Mon père, c'est un joueur de hockey aussi également qui m'a initié au sport. Donc, j'étais un gardien que je me considère calme dans le filet. J'étais en contrôle de mes émotions. Je suis quelqu'un qui travaille tout le temps pour arrêter la rondelle le plus possible et être en bonne position. Je pense qu'on est une équipe qui a fait un commitment durant la saison pour prendre soin des détails, tant sur la glace qu'hors glace, tout en ayant aussi du plaisir à le faire. Je pense que ça a été des clés de succès tout au long de la saison. Je pense que ça nous amène une bonne discipline de vie. Il faut gérer nos horaires tant sur les bancs d'école que sur la vie sportive. Donc, ça amène une expérience, une discipline tout au long de notre parcours. Je pense que c'est, premièrement, avoir du plaisir à le faire. Je ne serais pas ici si je n'avais pas de plaisir tant sur les bancs d'école que sur la patinoire. Donc, pour moi, le succès, c'est de bien se sentir, puis je vais le dire en anglais, mais de trust the process. Honnêtement, ça a été de gagner la Coupe Queens il y a de ça juste une semaine. Moi, j'ai eu plusieurs moments d'adversité, je te dirais, dans les 2 dernières années. J'ai été laissé de côté. J'ai aussi dealé avec plusieurs blessures. Donc, pour moi, de revenir avec le programme Patriots puis de gagner la Coupe Queen, ça a été probablement ma plus grande réalisation en tant qu'athlète et en tant que personne. J'ai pas nécessairement un modèle, mais je prends beaucoup d'inspiration, je vais dire, de mon père qui est tout le temps à mes côtés, qui m'a tout le temps montré la bonne voie à prendre, la bonne façon d'entreprendre la vie, puis de comment avoir une bonne éthique de travail, puis de tout le temps persévérer, peu importe les embûches qui se trouvent dans mon chemin. Donc, je dirais que oui, mon père, c'est mon modèle.
Partout au Canada, c'est une histoire qui se répète, née d'un amour pour un sport qui nous rassemble. Des patinoires du coin à la scène mondiale, nous avançons ensemble, avec chaque foulée, chaque arrêt et chaque rêve qui habite toute fille qui choisit le hockey. Parce que tous ces coups de patin nous propulsent. 1, 2, 3, Canada! Ensemble, vers l'avant.
Le sport en direct sur ICTou.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICTou.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel. the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
This isn't about just showing up. It's about what you're willing to give. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself. The work that matters, it happens long before anyone's watching. But it's never done alone. And when it gets hard, this team's behind you. Because the biggest victories, they're the ones that we earn together.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan.
A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
There are those among us who never run away from problems. Instead, they run to them. When we never settle for the world that's been built, that's when we drive it forward towards something better. Better outcomes for clients and better futures for our communities. At Cushman & Wakefield, we believe better never settles.
Sports on CBC, presented by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, APAR, and by Steel Mazda.
Welcome back, and we thought this was going to be a barn burner, and doing most of the barn burning is the Patriots. They're up 4-0 after 20 minutes of play, so let's show you the numbers after the first period. And 2 power play goals there for the Pats.
Well, 2 power play goals by the Pats, but you got to take a look. The shots are 9-12. The Pats have scored almost every second time they've taken a shot. And UNB with their 12 shots are facing that wall in Grimard right now. He played a heck of a period right there. And what that did was give his team confidence to continue on their game plan. Throw a hit, take a shot. Throw a hit, take a shot. And that was the difference in the period. So if we take a look at the highlights here, we've got the first goal 12 seconds into the game. UQTR wins the faceoff, moves the puck cross ice, comes wide on the stretch pass, and then has Lafrance driving the net. Now, you take a look at that line of Lafrance, Frenette, and Baudouin have got 3 of the 4 goals so far. Here we have another one that comes out, backdoor pass, driving the backdoor, and the UQTR Patriots have made a career out of those kind of plays. Hard driving at the net, and right now they're playing physical hockey as well. They're not letting UNB take the physical game to them, and they're getting deep in the blue paint like we saw here on their 3rd goal.
Just a masterclass in dominating an opposition.
They are executing their game plan the way they wanted to, and this is the time of year. They've done all their planning. They know they want to get to that game tomorrow, but they got to get through tonight first.
Okay, we'll step away. We'll come back with second period action here in Halifax. Pats up by 4.
Beginning a program at university is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
This isn't about just showing up. It's about what you're willing to give. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself. The work that matters, it happens long before anyone's watching. But it's never done alone. And when it gets hard, this team's behind you. Because the biggest victories, they're the ones that we earn together.
Welcome back to Halifax, and there you see the score. Trois-Rivières with a 4-0 lead after 20 minutes of play against UNB. And for the Reds, this is going to be an Everest-like climb. They're going to need a couple of Sherpa guides to get back into this one. But if there's one team that can do it, it's the Reds.
I'll tell you what, this opening face-off right now is crucial. We saw how Trois-Rivières came out before. That's been part of their game plan all season long. That's a trademark of their program. They're going to come out as strong as they did in the first period right now, and UNB's going to have to weather the first 2 or 3 minutes here.
This Patriots team, they've won 5 national titles. UNB, they've been the gold standard in U Sports hockey for quite some time. They've got 10 national titles, but right now they're down 4-0. And here we go, underway, second period action from Scotiabank Centre in downtown Halifax. This is Fournette. He was stellar in that first period. He has a goal and 2 assists. That puck wrapped back in by Rondeau. Eli Barnett, he'll play it quickly. Bounces out to center ice. Here's Torrance on his horse trying to get to it. Rondeau got there first. Cody Morgan navigates in the neutral zone. He'll send it in. Grimard, he wants to stick handle with it. Played up along the wall here. And this is Fournette. He'll bounce it off the boards. Baudouin tries to get to it. Doesn't get there in time. And now picked up by Cole Huckins. Off the boards, down the ice. Swing and a miss right there by Cournoyer. And it's going to be an icing call. Just a reminder, tomorrow morning we will have our bronze medal game. Windsor is going to be playing in that game. And at the moment, it looks like UNB will be in it, but we still have some hockey to be played here. Note the time, 8 a.m. Eastern. Face off to the left of Remy Delafontaine. Back for Gauthier, along the wall for Gaudette. Gaudette has had a great postseason. Dumoulin. He'll hand it off, and now comes back up top. There's a shot. Doesn't get to the net. Nolay was right there. Shoveled to the high slot. There's a shot, and it's stopped by Remy Delafontaine. Didn't know where it was, and then finally found it, and he freezes it.
Well, just as we thought, UQTR's come out really strong off the opening draw, and they've been able to hem UNB in their own zone. Here we have the shot from the slot. Delafontaine's just able to grab the puck and bury it. He's not sure exactly where it is, but he's playing big, and he's making sure that he's covering as much net as he can.
Face off now to the right of Delafontaine. UNB, they get it. They'll float it out to center. Palat billiards that puck off the boards. And now in over the line. Here's Waugh. Waugh's got a goal in this game. Waugh, he'll slide it around. Turcotte, he couldn't handle it. Palat read that perfectly. He pinches down and keeps the puck in the zone. And this Pats team, they are relentless along the wall. They continue the cycle. Sent to the net. That goes wide. Pats still creating some havoc in that UNB zone. UNB, they try the long flip pass. That doesn't connect. And now here's a breakaway opportunity. Soucy moves in. Oh, saved by Remy Delafontaine as Ludovic Soucy got loose. And the Reds goaltender, he needed to make that save.
So here we have UQTR backing up in their zone, and they throw the long stretch pass, and Soucy's got it wide open. He's in between the defensemen, and Delafontaine does a really good job staying with the puck, not letting him move his feet, and he's able to go right down and make the save in the butterfly here.
Ludovic Soucy, part of 2 OUA titles with Three Rivers. Gravel trying to win the draw, now bounced out down the ice, and that'll be icing against UNB. And a great job by our crew here, getting some great shots in this game. And there's Cornwall. We had a chance to talk to Coach Hubert. He loves Edouard Cornwall, great leader, very strong. Can lug the puck. He can do a little bit of everything on the back end for this Patriots team.
He says he brings his A effort to every game and every practice.
Puck off the boards. Comes to center ice for Petitian. He gets rubbed out, as that was Gravel. Right along the boards, hacked at. Here's Zach Gravel. He'll dump it in. He wants to chase after it. Ludovic Soucy in there as well on the forecheck. Now it comes to McPhee. He'll fly down the wing, and he gets nailed. A big-time hit. And then that was Rondeau. Chris Rondeau getting physical. And this Patriots team, they're not afraid of physical contact. Here's Baber now. Gets him behind the net. Trying to dig forward is Carruthers. And once again, play broken up by the Pats. Kammerer to Carruthers, looking for that long stretch pass just out of the reach of Baber. Able to deflect it in the zone, though. Outlet for Baudouin. He'll play it forward. And the Patriots, Kevin, they just keep coming and coming, moving their feet, and they're giving this UNB team all they can handle.
And what you're seeing so far is so much puck support from the UQTR team. They're all within 3 to 4 feet of each other, and once one player touches it, it's onto the stick of the next, and that's how they're able to gain speed through the neutral zone right now.
Big hit is Huckins. He puts Baudouin into the glass. This is Huckins now. Huckins will filter it into the corner. Torrance is in there, trying to win a puck battle, and that's something that UNB has been unable to do here in this game, win multiple puck battles. Gauthier gets in to the O-zone. This is Monroe Boucher. He'll spill it down into the corner. Mancini is there. He throws a hit, and now Jacques Dubois gets on his horse. Dubois tried to go rink wide. He was looking for Torrance. That play broken up. Approaching the 5-minute mark of this second period, 4-0 for the Pats. If you're just tuning in and surprised, hey, everybody in this building is surprised. Puck in that far side corner. Motto is right there. He's trying to freeze it. He's being told to move it. Still up against the boards, and now it comes loose. Back to the point. Cournoyer, down the line it goes. They try to go cross ice, and now finally breaking out. This is Roloffs. He'll chip and chase down into the corner. Gets there first. He gets knocked down. Pilata's there. Petitian back to the point. It comes across now. Nick Savoie. His shot got deflected by Waugh. They battle down low. Getting real physical below the goal line. And Barnett, that slipped away from him. And he has to whip that puck in. And UNB, they have to tag up. They're just not getting the bounces.
No, they're
UNB.
not right now.
Here's LaRouche. He'll flip it down low. Petitian tries to center it. And now Thomas Auger with speed. Hits the center ice logo. Off to the wing. This is looking promising. Good defensive play, as that was Nick Savoie that got stick on puck. It's been a tough night for Braden McPhee. He's taken a lot of pounding so far in this game.
Well, you know, the one thing is Braden McPhee was a player when we watched him in yesterday's game. He was the player out there throwing those big hits, giving energies to his team. And UQTR right now is keyed in on that. And every time Braden McPhee touches the puck along the wall, they're playing him physical so that they don't allow him to get his game going right now.
Braden McPhee, 5 shots in that game against Queens. Got the job done in the face-off circle, 9 of 15. Huckins played it to center on the stick of Torrance. Morgan, Torrance down low. Huckins comes back for support. This is Nolé. Nolé with a shot. Doesn't get to the net, and now Gravel, he'll shovel that one out of the zone. Nolé stepped up on his man. That was Cloutier. Red spilled back in over the line. Here's Morgan. Oh, and he got sandwiched behind the net. Ludovic Susi had that breakaway not too long ago. Comes back with some support. Nolé pinches. Boutin takes a whack at him. Big hit. Oh, stepping up is Carruthers, and Leighton Carruthers put the shoulder into his man. 13:31 remaining here in the second period. Ravel just off the glass, bounces it into UNB territory. Back the other way, Gauthier. He'll filter it in the corner. There's Fournette. Fournette, he got nailed as the captain, Colton Kammerer, getting mean. Rondeau, he's got room to roam on that far side. Diagonal dump in. Off the end boards, here's Baudouin. He tried to make an adjustment, knocked down by Nolé. Round to the far side. Rondeau with a shot. That goes wide. Here's Blagden. He'll play it east-west. Baber's got to go off. His helmet is off the noggin. To the net. LaRouche, he scores! Thomas LaRouche has broken the seal, and now the Reds, they're on the board. Can they build on it?
Well, that last sequence of plays, UNB decided to match the physicality of the game. And what it did was created some opportunities for them from an offensive perspective. We got a great zone entry there off the sidewall, and that's all pure desire by LaRouche. He breaks through the defenseman, he breaks through the hook, he leans forward, gets the puck on his stick, and just is able to get it up over the top of Grumard's shoulder here.
Thomas LaRouche, the first-year player. I talked about his dad, Dave, who played in the old Central Hockey League. His uncle, Steve LaRouche was an outstanding goal scorer in the American Hockey League. So just like Cole Huckins, he's got some strong hockey DNA in his system. Savoie, he toe pick, went down. And that was Dumoulin. Looked like Savoie tripped him. No call. Dumoulin couldn't handle it in that far side corner. And now Petitian races down that far side flank. Petitian lets it go, and he ripped it just wide. Somebody's unhappy down there. Gotta remember, this is a family show. Here's Mancini out to Petitian. Petitian just skating miles to LaRouche. Board battle in the corner. Broken up by Cornwallis onto the stick of Auger. Auger by himself now as the Pats are making a change. D'Amato being harassed. Great skating ability by D'Amato to elude that forecheck of Turcotte. McPhee gets it in over the line. There's Torrance looking for it in his skates. He takes a hit. And now the Pats will just slow it down a tad here. Shots on net, 13 apiece. 11:32 remaining in this second period. Peter Rutgazer alongside Kevin Figsby and our entire crew on CBC Gem. Played forward, Huckins. He's looking for Cody Morgan. Huckins trying to take it to the net. Morgan! Oh, a great opportunity. He put that one wide. Big hit as that was Waugh. Took a chunk out of Nolay. Huckins tries to maneuver on the half wall. Into the high slot. Back here for Kammerer. Loads up, takes the shot, pinballs around. And no, Kammerer can't hold the line, and Kammerer's in a bit of pain there.
He took a pretty heavy hit there at the blue line.
Some confusion now as UNB try to get that puck out. Nolay takes a hit down low. Here's Baudouin. Baudouin with a shot in front. Loose puck and now gobbled up by Morgan. He's looking around, looking for support. He's got Roloffs on this near side wing. Roloffs dodges a check. Heavy lifting below that goal line. Up top, Barnett moves in, takes a shot. That's blocked out in front. Back to Barnett. Kicks it with his skate. Savoie makes an adjustment. Nick Savoie try to get it to the net. And it's broken up once again. There's all kinds of jerseys in front of that Patriots net. And the Pats are doing a great job of blocking shots. Here's Big Barnett. He'll snowshoe in over the line. Barnett looking for some support. Takes it behind the cage. He gets rubbed out. This is Mancini with a shot. Blockered away by Grimard. Look out! LaRouche. He had ill intention there with Cornwallis. Cornwallis just got out of the way. D'Amato. He'll bank it off the boards. LaRouche spills back in over the line. Petitian try to get it to the net again. Another block by the Pats. Orfano Mitsunsoa trying to shovel that puck into the near side corner. Is successful. Mancini pinches. Number 55 for UNB. Here's Orfano Mitsunsoa. He moves in, gains the ozone. Plays it off to Gadet. That goes off the official. Puck is loose. Petitian knocks down his man. Didn't have the puck. No call. Gadet put it on the short side. That was sealed off by Remy Delafontaine. 2-on-2 battle in this near side corner. 8:53 remaining in the second. Still up against the boards. Mancini gets it around, and that puck goes out. It was tipped. There's not going to be a call. Reds are on the board. They're down by 3. Stepping out. Coming back to Halifax right after this.
sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Well, the UNB alum are out in full force. They don't necessarily have smiles on their faces right now, but one of those alum right here, Leslie Redden, who played 3 games with the men's team between the pipes, including 1 game in this very building. Does it bring back memories?
Yeah, yes, it does. Yeah, no, it's always good to come back and watch this tournament, and then especially this year in Halifax with it being in the Atlantic Conference and having gotten some playing time in the building, it is special to be back here.
Leslie, I got to ask you, you flew in from Calgary, you saw 1 win, things not going the way for UNB. What do they got to do to turn this thing around?
Well, we'll see what happens here. We've got 1 in the second, so just try to keep building on that. But yeah, Trois-Rivières had a good first period for sure.
I'll let you go enjoy the possible comeback. Thanks for doing this.
Okay, no, thank you.
Guys?
Thanks, Rob. I'll tell you what, these UNB fans in front for Turcotte. I'll finish my thought in just a second. Auger battling in the corner. Here's Turcotte. Puck comes out into the slot. That's blocked. And now cleared. I was going to say, these UNB fans, they are NASCAR brand loyal. I mean, they stick with this program through thick and thin. They've had a lot of success over the last 15, 20 years, but they are brand loyal to this school.
Now, I'll tell you something. I played with Leslie Redden in alumni hockey with Hockey Canada.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, she's as competitive as anybody out there on the ice tonight. If Leslie lets a goal in and it's her fault, she gets on herself. But if her forwards don't back check, she comes in between periods and she lets them know.
She's a hardcore hockey person. And she'd like to see her Reds get another one here. Close the gap. Here's Nolay. His shot goes wide. Roloffs picks it up on the half wall. Tried to feed the point. And it comes out. Rondeau, D to D. Rafano Mitsutsoa. He'll play it off the boards. Puck comes into the slot. Broken up. Nolay, such a smooth skating defenseman. On his horse. Shuffles it off. Roloffs on his backhand to the net. That's cleared by Rondeau, and now here's a 2-on-1. Fournette, he's got a man to the net. Back to Fournette, he scores! Connor Fournette is on fire. 2 goals, 2 assists, and it's now 5-1 for the Pats.
You know, this puck starts in the UQTR zone, and it just squirts out. It comes off a UNB play where UQTR creates the turnover. The puck comes outside of the blue line, and they just gain the neutral zone with speed. And they're able to get in behind and make that cross-ice pass and pull De La Fontaine from one side to the other. And Fournette makes no doubt about it. He knows exactly what he's doing. A little head fake, goes far post and in.
One of the top players in this country. He had 29 points in the regular season. Got to remember, these programs, they only play 30 regular season games, so almost a point a game this year for Connor Fournette. And he's having a whale of an outing here. And now this building goes silent once again. Back the other way. Here's Cadet on the forecheck. Barnett has it. Torrance skipped away from him. Played up the middle of the ice, broken up by Barnett. That's a good thing because Cadet was right behind him. Barnett, he'll fire it in and go off on a change. Here's a chance now. Morgan to the net. He scores! Hold on a second, folks. Hold on. This ain't done yet. Cody Morgan, that's a big goal.
Well, you see this play develop deep inside the UQTR zone where they rim the puck, and they're Gauthier coming down, misses the puck, and it takes an errant bounce, and Cody Morgan, who's coming down on Gauthier, puck lands on his stick, and he just steps across on Greenmard. Greenmard's not expecting this play right now. Puck comes out to him, and he's just able to pull him from left to right and put it between his legs.
I don't know, are my eyes deceiving me, or did that go off a seam on the boards and they came right out in front?
That's what it looked like from our vantage point here.
Hey, the Reds are going to take it. And now Grimard will freeze it. So they get a bit of a bounce there.
What UNB has to do at this point in the game is take advantage of those two things, okay? They have to take advantage of matching the physicality, but they have to start taking a little bit more risk down the wall when the puck is coming. They got to pinch down a little bit more and try and create some offense.
Backdoor, there's no lay as Grimard came up big. So those two goals, 50 seconds apart, so two quick strikes.
Well, they're starting to gain some confidence right now. And what they're doing is they're playing one shift at a time. And that's the hockey they have to play right now. You take a look at this one, they create another scoring opportunity right here. Puck goes back to the point, throw it down low, have a guy driving across the crease.
6:35 remaining in the second, 5-2 for the Pats. UNB, they win a draw. Here's Kammerer. Kammerer above the circle, takes the shot. Rebound, and now comes back the other way. This is Baudouin. Looking for support, drops it. That's pretty good support right there. And Fournette, he just missed. Reds come back on the counter. A shot there by Roloffs. He whistled that high and wide. They try to feed the point. It comes out between the two blue lines. Dubois battles for it in front of his bench with Fournette. Fournette, he's playing out of his tree here today.
Fournette has not lost the faceoff so far in this game.
And now we get a whistle. 5:53 remaining in the second. Just a reminder, folks, on the full CBC network, we'll have the championship game. Right now, St. Mary's is in there. And at the moment, I guess you could say the Pats, but we've got tons of hockey left here. And I mentioned it in the intermission. What is St. Mary's thinking if they're watching this? What have we got ourselves into?
Right now they're looking, saying, hey, we know what we got to do tomorrow. It's brought us here so far. We got to play physical, and we got to play 60 minutes. And they've done that so far in this tournament.
They have. They've played an abrasive, aggressive style of hockey, and it's given the two opposition teams that they have faced all kinds of problems. Sent down the ice, and an icing call here against the Pats. So we mentioned St. Mary's got out to a 3-0 lead against Windsor, able to win that game 4-1. And, big upsets here. Windsor over Mount Royal in the quarterfinals. St. Mary's, wouldn't call it an upset, but a bit of a surprise. And UQTR, they just rolled all over Moncton. And there you see UNB. They had some difficulties in their quarterfinal matchup, but able to preserve things and move on here. Here's Roloffs with a shot right on. Grimard makes the save. Shots on net now 17-16 in favor of the Reds. D'Amato comes back. He gets bulldozed into the boards. We have a whistle here. Luca D'Amato up on his feet. Seems to be okay. Was selected to the AUS All-Rookie team and the U Sports All-Rookie team, number 8 for UNB. Let's take a look at Roberto Mancini. Kammerer missed the 3 games in the AUS final, and they played those 3 games with just 5 defensemen. So you got to wonder how tired this back end is for UNB. Puck sent in. Barnett. He gets wallpapered by Dumoulin. Huckins comes back. Tried to float it up the ice. That hit the back of the head of Mancini. And then a clearing attempt goes off the linesman. And there you see Wah. He's been very good here. We're talking about Fournette, but Pierre-Olivier Wah has been very good as well.
Yeah, well, right now, we're looking at the UNB bench right now. There's a lot of direction coming off every line shift right now. We're down in the last 5. UNB has gone from playing this game one shift at a time. And every time they got guys going over, they got messaging coming from the bench right now. And that's what they need right now.
Cornway He comes back to gather it up. Played along the wall. Mancini moved down. Mancini will glove it. Here's Batisian. Throws it in the corner. Rafano Mitsutsoa, look out. Here comes Batisian. We don't keep track of hits. And I'm just wondering, how many hits does Michael Batisian have so far in this tournament?
Peter, I think if we did, we need a calculator when Batisian's on the ice.
A couple of accountants. And that puck goes out of play. And, Marc-Etienne Hubert, great job of coaching this team. And they got a nice, comfortable lead.
Yeah, he's doing a great job behind the bench. And when we talked to him earlier tonight, he said, look, we've got a game plan. We came here to execute it. That's my focus for tonight's game. And that game plan was well thought out when we're watching them here. They didn't practice when they got here. The only team that didn't, and he knew, hey, we just came off a Queen's Cup win. We don't need to practice. We need to conserve energy because we're going to need it as this tournament goes forward.
Face-off won by the Pats. France. Puck comes around now as they battle forward on the half wall. Trying to dig it loose is LaFrance. He wins the puck battle. Puck comes dangerously in front. They score! Connor Fournette, he's got the hat trick. And it's now 6-2. Connor Fournette can do no wrong. He's got a 5-point night, if my math is correct.
What you see here is Beaudoin does some hard work, and then the puck goes down the corner and squirts right out to Fournette. Fournette makes one little hand move, and then boom, buries that puck. Beaudoin does a yeoman's job moving that puck from the corner out and giving the puck right into the slot to Fournette. And Fournette is dialed in tonight, there's no doubt about it.
He's going to town tonight. And now it's a 6-2 lead. And UNB trying to get something going. Shot on net. That's gloved. And now McPhee, he took a Bud Crawford swing at his man. And McPhee is, boy, he's had a rough night.
He's been bumped quite a bit. You know, if this was a regular season, you may have seen a penalty call on there. But in a 6-2 game, he's going at the net. Grimard sees him coming. He knows what his mission is. His mission is to try and rattle Grimard. And the official gets in there right away and says, hey, I'm not letting that happen right now.
Fournette has 4 shots on goal, and he's got 3 goals. He's got a hat trick.
And he's 100% on his faceoffs.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a kid who came with a mission.
There's a shot. Puck is loose, and Grimard will get that trapper on it. Let's show you all 3 goals by Connor Fournette.
We got the low pass where he steps out, puts the puck back door, and Fournette buries it.
Nice feed there by Beaudoin.
Then we've got the drive here with the 2-on-1. Fournette back to Fournette. He's got a shooting percentage right now of 75%. Puck comes out to Fournette, makes no mistake. He's a pure goal scorer.
Puck flipped out by the Pats. Savoie couldn't make a play. Now here's Ludovic Soucy trying to get after it on the forecheck. Barnett in a tussle with Soucy behind the play. And now up ice is Nick Savoie, the former Quebec Rampart. Play broken up. Good defensive play by Chris Rondeau. Jumping on a loose puck is LaRouche. He has one of the goals for the Reds in this game. Off the boards, kept in by Nollet. Plays it for Torrance. There's a shot. Kammerer, big rebound. Another opportunity. Torrance lets a shot go. A little bit of a flurry right there for UNB. Colton Kammerer former Hamilton Bulldog, plays it across. Torrance, middle of the ice for LaRouche, and he'll send it in. Played around by Grimard. Morgan just jumps on the ice, gets that loose puck. Behind the net, Rondeau being told to wheel, decides to play it up the wall. Here's Morgan. Morgan from the corner. Cody Morgan trying to get out in front. Back up top. This is Nole. Over for Cameron. Morgan, he got spun around. Good zone time here now for the Reds, trying to tilt the ice. But then finally, it's cleared by Trois-Rivières. Puck deflected in. Jumping in there is Batiste, and he takes a healthy run at his man Rondeau. He's got him in a headlock. That would make the Rock happy. Played around the boards, and now the Pats look up ice. Out to center. Off the stick of Dumoulin. Mancini moves up, shuffles it. Huckins. Cole Huckins now. Huckins with a shot. That hit a body and ricochets out of the zone. Not a bad sequence there for UNB, but nothing doing though. And over the line is Fournette. He's been the man of the game here for the Pats. Savoie, long stretch to center. Roloffs puts it right on the tape of Dubois. That pass intended for Roloffs, picked off, and now back the other way. In over the line is Fournette. Fournette is everywhere in this game. Delayed offside, so now Pats have to clear the zone. Deflected in by LaRouche. He wants to get after it. Boutin is there. He'll get it over for Rafano Mitsutsoa. Off the glass and out. Played here for Torrance. He stumbled a bit. And now LaRouche, he gets canceled out. And boy, it's just a one and done situation almost every time that UNB comes into the zone, Kevin.
You know, UNB had some sustained pressure, and the one thing that you saw, poised by the UQTR team. They let them move the puck, but they forced them to move it real quick, and that took away any opportunity to set up any kind of cross-ice one-time play. And what we're seeing right now is UQTR is matching the physicality and right now exceeding in their own zone. And that's what they need to do to push forward through this game.
They put the blanket over top of the Reds, that's for sure. 18.4 seconds remaining in the second period. Scramble off the face-off. Here's Baudouin. He is a big body player and very physical. Huckins gets the puck taken away from him. And that is going to do it for 40 minutes of play. Rafano Mitsutsoa got his helmet knocked off. Huckins wanted to grab him by the hair, and they'll separate them. Well, I mean, every time that the Reds, made a little bit of a push, big response by Trois-Rivières.
Well, I'll tell you what, UNB is a high-octane team. But what's happened so far is UQTR has matched that high intensity, and what they've done is they've gone hard at them every time they touch the puck, and they've beaten them to the puck almost 80% of the time tonight. And that's the difference on the scoreboard right now. UQTR shutting down their offense in the neutral zone. They've got a quick transition game, and they've been able to get inside UNB zone and attack that net from all sides right now. And that's something UNB hasn't seen in this tournament and probably doesn't see a lot during the year because they're such a strong team.
So there you see the score line after 40 minutes of play. And awaiting, well, let's be honest here, awaiting probably UQTR is St. Mary's in the final. UNB, they're going to need a miracle in that third period of play. Let's send it
On
over
est
to
avec
Max
Connor
now.
Frenette. We are with Connor Frenette. Connor, parle-nous un peu de ce match qui a commencé. Écoute, 12 secondes, vous avez trouvé le fond du filet. 3 buts pour toi. Vous jouez vraiment en tant qu'équipe et on voit vraiment de ton côté là, que l'émotion est au rendez-vous pour vous autres.
Oui, je pense que c'est un gros match. On savait le mindset un peu pour commencer ce match-là. Ils nous ont battus en finale il y a 2 ans. Fait il y a un peu de rancune de ce côté-là, mais je pense que vraiment on fait attention aux détails, on défend bien, puis les buts ils viennent un peu comme le premier match.
Parlant des détails, je pense que tu es parfait au cercle des mises en jeu, Connor. Parle-nous justement un peu des détails, à quel point que Marc-Étienne et ses adjoints là, vous parlent de ces petits détails-là ici à Halifax.
Non, je pense que chaque chiffre commence par une mise au jeu. C'est quelque chose qu'on fait vraiment attention. On en parle beaucoup, là, les 4 centres ensemble. Quand tu gagnes un face-off, tu commences le chiffre avec la rondelle. Donc, on sait qu'on est une équipe de possession, puis les mises au jeu, ça commence par là.
Je sais que pour toi, Connor, là, ça a été quelques semaines assez émotives, même sur la patinoire et à l'extérieur de la patinoire. Parle-nous justement un peu de ton équipe et à quel point vous êtes unis ici à Halifax. Là.
Non, c'est never too high, never too low, comme on dit souvent au hockey. Là. On a eu une grosse semaine, une grosse victoire à Windsor. Fait que c'est sûr, c'est de redescendre un peu ici, là, puis de revenir terre à terre, se préparer pour 3 gros matchs. Là, on est bientôt fini le 2e. Il faut garder la pédale au plancher puis s'assurer de closer cette game-là.
Justement, la clé ici en 3e, là, c'est quoi? Garder justement la cadence que vous avez trouvée depuis le début de la rencontre?
Oui, il faut peut-être s'améliorer un peu dans les sorties de zone. Je pense que c'est là qu'on donne des chances à UNB, mais si on fait attention à ça puis on prend soin de bien sortir la rondelle de notre zone, l'offensive va venir par la suite, là, puis on va être en mesure d'aller chercher la victoire.
Connor, un gros merci et puis bonne chance en fin de match.
Merci beaucoup.
C'était Connor Frenette. It was Connor Frenette that was with us. He has 3 goals in this game. Maybe he can add 3 more. 6-2, 6-2 la marque pour les Patriots contre les Reds. You're watching U Sports on CBC. Vous écoutez du sport sur les ondes de tout.tv.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Welcome back to Halifax. After 40 minutes of play, a dominant performance from the Pats as they lead the Reds by a margin of 6-2. UNB's Cody Morgan didn't have to be coached to shoot the puck last night as he had 1 goal on 9 shots in the win over Queens. Here now is a 2-minute chat with a former London Knight.
I'm Cody Morgan. I'm a 4th-year student in business, and I'm a right winger for the University of Brunswick Reds. I thought we had a kind of an up and down year, and I feel like we're ready to go and we're peaking at the right time. I feel like we're battle tested throughout the whole year. I feel like the ups and downs throughout the year have only made us a stronger group, and I feel like that's really going to carry our momentum into this tournament this weekend. So obviously our goal is to win it, as every team is here. So I feel like I'm a smart player who tries to make the right play at the right time and be able to help do anything I can to be able to help my team win. And leadership style, just try and lead by example and do anything I can to be able to help the first year, second year, third guys, and even the 4th year guys. So we have a lot of motivation going into this one, especially with what happened last year. Anything can happen in a one game, and I feel like we're going to be able to bring our best on Friday at 7 p.m. So my cousin used to play hockey. He played in the Ontario Hockey League. I actually went to St. Mary's as well. He really got me into it, and yeah, it's been ever since then. I mean, I've been addicted to it, and I love it. So after my overage year in London, Gardner McDougall reached out to me and just kind of sold me on the program, and I mean, I've loved every second of it. So I definitely made the right choice for me. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I appreciate the refs not calling very many penalties on me, and yeah, I mean, sportsmanlike player for the AUS is really cool, and I mean, something I'll always be able to carry with me throughout the rest of my life. So most of the time when we come here, it's kind of in and out playing the teams, but to be able to walk around and see, it's beautiful, and I've really enjoyed my time here so far. And hopefully, you know, bring home a 3rd national championship. Yeah, I mean, the first year was a little bit tough, just balancing school and life and hockey as well. But I mean, I had a lot of really good mentors at UNB to be able to help me balance that school and hockey as well as life. So I've been able to, you know, lean on a lot of good people to be able to help me along the way. So.
Partout au Canada, c'est une histoire qui se répète, née d'un amour pour un sport qui nous rassemble. Des patinoires du coin à la scène mondiale, nous avançons ensemble. Avec chaque foulée, chaque arrêt et chaque rêve qui habite toute fille qui choisit le hockey. Parce que tous ces coups de patin nous propulsent. 1, 2, 3, Canada! Ensemble, vers l'avant.
Delaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine. Parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ici-tout.tv.
Beginning a program at university is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
U Sports on CBC, presented by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, APAR, and by Steel Mazda.
There you see downtown Halifax after 2 periods of play. It is the Patriots from Three Rivers up by 4, 6-2 over UNB. Here are the stats after 2 periods. And wow, what a dominant performance by this Patriots team.
Well, you take a look at the face-offs and you listen to Connor Fournette before. Connor Fournette said part of their game plan was to know that every play started with a face-off and they had to be really strong. And he's been perfect on his draws, and they're winning draws 24-15 right now.
Yeah, if you get possession, you got a chance to create some things, and they created some things. Here's a breakaway for...
You know, UNB's had some solid goaltending. You're looking at the breakaway here. Delafontaine comes up big, and then UNB's able to come down, make some plays. UQTR is playing hard in their zone, but LaRouche finds the puck, drives hard to the net, and he's able to put the puck in behind Grimard for the first time and break a hole in that armor. But then UQTR doesn't sit on it. They come right back down, and Fournette drives the net, grabs the puck, doesn't make a mistake. And then we come back, and we've got Cody Morgan working hard. The puck comes down in the corner. Morgan stays on it. And then Fournette comes down the other way. Almost the same type of goal as Fournette, where the puck just bounced out and he was in the right spot.
Back with third period action right after this.
U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Halifax, 6-2 for the Pats over the Reds as we get ready to drop the puck here in the third period of play. You know, the game that we did earlier on, Kevin, Windsor and St. Mary's, what did Matt McNamara say, you know, heading into the third? Hey, we got to try to nick something early in that third period within the first 5 minutes, and they did. So I'm thinking that's what UNB's got to do here.
UNB's got to do the exact same thing as Windsor did, take this in 5-minute blocks, and they've got to win each of the blocks right now. You know, Peter, I'm not a betting guy, but I'm going to bet on two things. Number one, the half and half's going to hit 10,000 in this game, and Connor Fredette may have a chance of being one of the two stars tonight.
Oh, you're going right on the limb. So we start the third period, 6-2 lead for Trois-Rivières. They've won 5 national titles. So we got some 4-on-4 hockey here. This is Kammerer to center ice. He'll drop it back. Morgan moves in. Morgan, nice shot. Nice blocker save, though, by Grimard. Turnover. Here's Dubois, and he fired that one wide. And Monroe Boucher, he got tripped. And there's going to be a penalty here to Dubois, and he'll go to the sin bin.
Yeah, Dubois was just tracking on the puck, and he reached a little too far. Grimard kept his UQTR player kept his feet moving, and he just reaches to catch him and puts the stick right underneath his back skate.
So now a 4-on-3 situation that you don't see very often. Fournette will take the draw here for Trois-Rivières.
Be a lot of open ice out there right now.
Savoie hard around the boards. Well, no, not really. Not hard enough. Baudouin keeps it in the zone. They drop it back. Cornwallier lets a shot go. That was blocked. And that puck goes out of play, and that stung Baber. He took it off the lower body. Pats have 2 power play goals already in this game, so the PP has been working very well for Marc-Étienne Hubert. Fournette on the draw again, and he wins it again. He's just been a master in the faceoff circle here this evening. This is LaFrance. His way to Baudouin. They try to play it across. That goes off the stick of Baber. Now he'll race off, and the Reds will make a change. Drop back, LaFrance. Gets the return pass, navigates on that half wall, down along the goal line now. Pats moving that puck around methodically. Up top, Cornwallier. Taking his time. Gets it over. They go circle to circle, down along the goal line. They keep moving that puck around, looking for a lane. Cornwallier. Over to the far side for Fredette. There's Baudouin. He tried to go post to post. Down low. Oh, that went off of LaFrance, and they score. Baudouin. And that puck bounced around, and the bounces keep on coming, and they keep going the way of Trois-Rivières. So that's 3 power play goals now.
You know, Trois-Rivières had the perfect setup on the 4-on-3 with their opposite side shots, and the puck just squirted in behind De La Fontaine and across, and the opposite side shot comes in and just Baudouin comes in and tips it in the open net. So we go back door here. He's trying to put LaFrance is trying to put the puck in. It just like a broken bat single goes off his stick behind De La Fontaine, and then we have Baudouin coming in on the far side and not missing.
A dominant performance tonight, and we still have 17:56 remaining here in the third. Tough night for the UNB Reds.
Well, that's a pretty potent power play by UQTR right now. That's their third power play goal of the evening.
Heading into this game, they had a power play that was 22.7% in the OUA playoffs. They were 5 of 22. Their power play is better than what it was in the regular season. They were at 20% during the regular season. Gauthier, he'll throw it into the corner. And now you hear a pin drop in this building. There's Waugh. He's had a strong game. Waugh, he'll get it down behind the net. Turcotte, he gets bodied. Kammerer, he finds some support and just bounced out to center ice. And boy, this is like a men's beer league in here. There's nobody making any sound. Grind it out down into the near side corner. Up top, nice move there by Rondeau. They play it behind the net. And that puck goes across and the net comes off the pegs. And there you see Monroe Boucher. And that's our bronze medal game tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Windsor is in there, and it's going to be UNB. I'm going to go out on the limb too, just like you.
I'm looking over at the bench right now, and I think the realization is setting in that they're playing the early game tomorrow.
Yeah. So get the coffee. That's an early one, and these young men, I don't think they've played an early game like this since Pee Wee. And that'll be strange. Broken stick on the play here, Soucy. He was looking for Gauthier. And now Roloffs. Roloffs, he got cut off by Gravel, your boy. We had a chance to talk to Marc-Etienne Hubert, and I told him, hey, he's going to be his agent one of these days.
I like the way he plays.
He plays hard, yeah.
He plays hard. He plays 200 feet. He's not afraid to go in and get the puck, and he's not afraid to bump, and he's got some offensive punch to him.
Shot right on, pad save. Yeah, he's a big body guy, and the one thing that Coach Hubert said, he likes the fact that he's a very courageous hockey player. He will go to those nasty areas that a lot of players don't want to go to. Big hit, as that was Cournoyer. There's another player that Coach Hubert really praised. Edouard Cournoyer. Hats try that production line play. Off the boards and out to center ice. Boutin puts it right on the tape of Baudouin, and now Leighton Carruthers. He misfires on that pass. That's going to be an icing call against the Reds as we approach the 5-minute mark.
What you're going to see now as well is UQTR making a lot of fast changes, trying to conserve energy right now. And what I'm starting to notice now is UQTR's looking. If they have an advantage, they're going to attack with the puck. If they don't, they're going to put the puck in deep and eat those seconds off the clock right now. They're really doing a good job of managing this first 5 minutes of the third period.
They need to conserve energy, don't they? I mean, this game's done, let's be honest. So they need to get ready and kind of, in the back of their minds, focus for that game against St. Mary's.
And they're going to need all the energy they can because St. Mary's Huskies is a high-intensity, high-octane, hard-hitting team.
Yeah, they're going to get a lot of Arnsby. They're going to get a lot
of Boyd.
You know, Connor Trenholm, he'll be in there as well. Van Loon. Big body guys that love to play physical.
And that gold medal game, I'll tell you right now, I'll make you another bet. there's not going to be an ounce of energy left in anybody's tank at the end of that 60 minutes or however long the end of that game takes tomorrow.
You don't have another game after tomorrow or a practice, so you got to lay it on the line. The battle for it in that far side corner comes up top now. There's a shot from the point that goes wide. This is Nole. He spins. Out in front was Dubois. And right there, nice job behind the net by Boutin to wallpaper Morgan. And let's talk more about Marc-Etienne Hubert. I mean, he really turned this program around. He's been there since 13-14. You know, the whole philosophy of the program changed when he got on board.
He came in and took a real different approach to the coaching style that UQTR is used to. They've had a lot of high-performance coaches in the UQTR Patriots program, and Marc-Etienne is certainly one of those guys. But he came in with a very player-centric approach. Spends a lot of time one-on-one talking with his players, and he spends a lot of time making sure his players are okay.
Yeah, the days of coaching players with a chair and a whip, those days are long gone. Centered out in front, that puck is loose. Dumoulin from his knees clears it down the ice. Our producer, Ed Milliken, says that Tortorella, Hitchcock are now the dinosaurs in the coaching profession. And Mike Keenan, Iron Mike.
Yeah, you can't coach as an iron coach anymore.
No.
It's just not the style of today, and it's not the way the kids are today. You have to be open with them, you have to listen to them, and you have to make sure, as I say, that they're okay.
And you know, the thing is that you need to do more about, you need to know more about the player, their families, what's going on besides hockey. It can't be just all hockey if you're a head coach.
You know, when you're a head coach at university, you understand one thing. When players come to practice, that may be the only time they talk to someone else in their entire day.
Right.
And if you're not checking in with your players on a daily basis, we always had a rule where we had 5 players each as a coaching staff that every day we had to make contact with, because we might have been the only one that had anything to talk to the player about on a given day. Their schedules are hectic when you're a student athlete.
Played out to center ice. Here's Petitian. Puck steered away as UNB try to get something going. And you know, yeah, that's the other thing too, Kevin. I mean, you're playing high-level hockey. That means you got to work out, you got to practice, and you're taking courses at school. And I looked at the Saskatchewan player, Dawson Holt. Last 2 seasons, he's been taking medicine and playing this level of hockey and giving his all to hockey. That's tough.
You know, you get kids in medicine. We heard about Max Donazzo today in aeronautics.
Right.
Studying as well to be a pilot while going to university, while playing hockey. There's a lot going on in Max Donazzo's life there.
Time management would be the key if you're doing all that. And now Remy Delafontaine will freeze it as we have 12:27 remaining here in this game.
And again, UQTR making quick changes right now. They understand the point of the game they're in right now. They understand what tomorrow represents. They've got to try and keep some fresh legs. They don't need spaghetti legs by double shifting guys right now. They need to manage the clock, manage the time, and they need to manage their energy levels right now.
Saw Grimard there just a second ago, and Grimard, his father Sylvain, he used to play in the Quebec Senior Hockey League as a forward. I'm sure he tried to talk his son out of being a goaltender. And I think Will Grimard made the right choice. He's done a great job here. Played to center ice. Baber played it down the wing. And now for the Pats, just chip it out of the zone. Conserve energy. We saw UNB do that yesterday as they had a lead on Queens. They tried to slow it down. When I was talking to Rob Henniker, and I asked him, was that what you were trying to go? Definitely, we were trying to do that, but we took the foot off the pedal a little too much. But they were trying to conserve energy. When you're playing a lot of hockey in a short period of time, you got to think bigger picture.
Yeah, you have to look at all that. And if you're the UQTR Patriots, you don't mind icing the puck. You're having so much success in the face-off circle. You're actually in control of what you're doing every shift out there, and that's what you want to do. Slow the game down, manage the clock, and eat minutes.
There's Dubois. He got hit by Boutin. Trying to take it to the net, off the glass. That was Baudouin. He takes a hit from Petitian. Pats now will clear the zone. Look out. As Rondeau, he looked over his shoulder at Petitian. I think he took that number. No icing here. Play is really slowed down in this one. Pilat sends that puck in. One thing I notice about this Pats team, they've got a rugged blue line.
They got some trees back there.
Yes. Wah. And now, speaking of a tree, here's Eli Barnett, all 6'6" of them. A shot, they score! Big, fat, juicy, greasy rebound for McPhee, and that'll take a little bit of the sting out of this one. And it's now 7-3.
Peter, let's have a look at that. Burnett comes down the side, puts the puck off, and Cody McPhee is standing there. The defenseman doesn't keep his gap control. McPhee's able to get to the rebound with no pressure, and then he uses the defenseman as a screen to go high off an over-remarked extended leg here.
So McPhee with the goal. That makes it 7-3 as we approach the halfway point of this third period. Cameron, he goes rink wide. Huckins. And that's going to be offside at the Trois-Rivières line. Cole Huckins. Brad Malone is his cousin. Ryan Malone is his cousin. His uncles are Greg Malone and Jim Malone. How's that for a family hockey tree?
You're going to say it's also quite the game at Christmas time when they all get together.
All those gentlemen are New Brunswick natives, proud New Brunswickers. Played around the boards now. Lay with a shot. That got deflected wide. Trying to move up the ice was Cornwallis, and Cole Huckins took a penalty there and then took a bit of a shot at Cornwallis. Cornwallis, the veteran, just skates away.
Well, that's a lot of poise by Cornwallis. Huckins comes down and trips him, and then when he gets up to go at the puck, he gets hit. And no retaliation here. They're up by 4 goals. He says, okay, I can take that. We're playing in the big game tomorrow. He skates back over to the bench.
Again, another example of what Coach Hubert said. I mean, he's a fantastic leader, well respected in the dressing room, Edouard Cornwallis.
And showed a lot of discipline on that play, especially in a game with the score the way it is right now. The one thing you don't want to do, though, is give UQTR a power play.
They have been deadly with the man advantage here in this one. Monroe Boucher. It's the return pass. Down low again. They just whip that puck around like it's nobody's business. Comes up top. Over here now for Auger. His shot is blocked. Dumoulin tried to get it in the corner and now flipped down the ice by Eli Barnett. And UNB will switch up their PK.
And you know, Peter, they're switching up their PK, but you take a look at the game situation, it's 7-3, and Marc-Etienne Hubert doesn't start his number 1 power play. He puts his second power play out there, give him some minutes, get him prepared for tomorrow's game, but also show respect to the UNB team, who's had a tremendous season and certainly at this level earned everybody's respect.
Yeah, I enjoyed that conversation we had with him before this game. Well thought out head coach, that's for sure. Monroe Boucher centers it out in front. And now it comes back up between the two blue lines. Here's Cournoyer. Batisian trying to track him down. 42 seconds now remaining in the penalty to Cole Huckins. Cournoyer just happy to sit behind that net, waste some time. Puck sent into the corner. Turcotte on his horse, first on it. Barnett all over him. Up top, Boutin takes a swipe at it. Now here's Dubois with speed by himself on this right side, and play broken up by the Pats. Pierre-Olivier Roy, he'll just dump it right back in. They're doing a great job of just wasting time here. 8 seconds remaining. And now this is Boutin. He'll sprint to center ice. Shuffles it off. Baudouin sends that puck in. Remy Delafontaine will rip it down the ice. And we're back to 5-a-side hockey here. Race and chase. Back the other way. Now we got a whistle. And there's a penalty coming up here. We'll come back. We've got more. Patriots lead this one 7-3.
So Connor Fournette is putting on quite a show here in this semifinal. 3 goals, 2 assists with about 8 minutes left in this game, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to rewrite the actual record book, because the record for most points in a single University Cup men's hockey game is held by Jamie Wadling, who put up a ridiculous 8 points for Acadia back in 1993. Now, there have been a lot of hat tricks, but no player has ever scored 4 goals at the University Cup, so we could see history tonight.
That's interesting. I've seen pictures of Mr. Watling at Acadia in Wolfville, and I've heard a couple of people talk about him, what a great player he was. I mean, to put up 8 points in a game is phenomenal. So one more for Connor Fournette and see if he can get it.
You come to a national championship and you put up 8 points.
Yeah.
You're a legacy player at this level.
So a power play opportunity here for the Pats. Safe to say that power play's been clicking.
Power play's been clicking very well. But right now, again, we see the Patriots' second or third unit out there.
There's a chance for O'Shea, and he's upset with himself. He made the move on Remy Delafontaine, and it looked like he had an open 4x6.
Play develops deep inside. Puck moves in behind the net. Auger comes out, picks up the puck off the wall, steps out in front, and he just can't find the handle to bury it. And here we have their number 1 unit.
1:18 remaining in the power play. Cournoyer along the wall, that pass no good, and he has to come back at center ice. Sent in by Edouard Cournoyer. Comes around to the far side. And Cheney with a nice job defensively as he battles Waugh. And Nolay, he'll get to it. Batisian once again moving those pins. We'll play it back inside his own zone. Former San Jose Shark draft pick Eli Barnett will whip it down the ice 200 feet. So tomorrow we will have the bronze medal game at 8 Eastern. It'll be Windsor and UNB. And our gold medal match will feature Trois-Rivières and the host team, the St. Mary's Huskies. Big hit behind the play. I believe that was Baber. He got engaged there with Cornwallis. And the referees, they have to get a hold of this game here now, Kevin. They don't want to see this one get too spicy. They'll play across now for Gravel.
What I didn't like about that last hit, Peter, is the puck was long gone.
Way long gone, yeah.
It's up to the officials right now to take a look at this game and make sure that if that happens, someone's going to the penalty box.
Yeah, you can't be making dangerous runs at people. I know you're frustrated, you're losing, but that's not needed. That's not sportsmanship. I know you need to play hard, but you can't be taking runs at people like that.
No, and at this level of play and where we are tonight, there's no reason for frustration out there. These are teams that have played so hard all season to get here. You understand there's disappointment, but there still has to be that level of respect right now.
Puck into the corner. I'm surprised to see Colton Kammerer out there, as he's dealing with something. But he's a warrior, the captain for UNB. There's a chance for LaRouche, and Grimard with that big trapper makes the save.
And he made that save with distinction. Watch the end of the save. He catches that and says, there isn't a rebound here.
Is there anything in particular that you like about Grimard?
You know what? I listened to him in between periods before, and he said, listen, the last 2 years of my hockey career, I've faced a lot of adversity. He said, I came in, I'm surrounded by all these guys that care about each other. He said, and then when we won the Queen's Cup, he said, that was the highlight of my hockey career. He said, and I'd like to continue that and get into tomorrow's final. And that's what he said in the intermission, and I just looked at that and said, this is a kid that from the get-go tonight gave his team, although they came out and scored with 12 seconds, they had so much confidence knowing he was back there and they were playing a high-potent offensive team that he was going to do his job, and he's saying, hey, you guys have done your job. I got your back.
And that's what a team's all about. Everybody looking out for each other. And now trying to go back the other way. Here's Auger. Got tied up there with Roloffs. Roloffs gives him a little bit of a cross-check. Here's Dubois. He loses the handle. Here Olivier Roy sends it towards the net, and that's caught by Remy De La Fontaine. You know, when we talked to Coach Hubert, I asked him about the fact that how much has it helped you? Because technically, they played 3 straight elimination games, well, 4, I guess, the first game of this tournament, and he said that strengthened us. You know, that gave us some galvanization, for lack of a better word, and that gave them confidence, and here they are. They're 5 minutes away from the final.
Well, there's no better way to get ready for this tournament than to win those 3 games in such a short period. High-intensity games right to the end, knowing you have to come in here, and based on the seeding, you may have to play 3 games in 3 days that are going to be grueling. And we've seen that kind of hockey here. A lot of physical play, a lot of up and down, a lot of high speed, a lot of high tempo. And UQTR understands that they've been able to overcome that adversity throughout their playoffs and the Queen's Cup. And they've brought that mindset into the University Cup championship.
And it has to be said again, in that Queen's Cup, they were down 3-0 before the halfway point of the first frame. They got a goal late in the period, and that really helped them. They gained their confidence, and Coach Hubert said everybody was calm in that dressing room after the first 20 minutes of play. I mean, that's a sign of a real veteran team.
Veteran team and a veteran coach.
Right.
He understands that he's got confidence in his player. And when I talked to him on the side, because we've known each other for a long time, he said, we've got a lot of guys with talent. He said, I got to let them run, and I can't get down on them when they're having a bad night. I have to encourage it because I know they can rebound and come back.
So 3:57 remaining in this one. The season comes to an end for UNB. And, you know, this UNB team, they had a lot of adversity going into this season. They lost 6 players to NCAA schools. They lost 3 in a row in October, lost 3 of 4 in November, lost 2 in a row in January. And everybody in the AUS said, okay, this is it for the Reds. And somehow down the end of the season, they rallied. They won, I believe, 7 or 8 in a row. So, you know, hats off to them finding a way to have some success and win again another AUS regular season title, another AUS crown. I mean, they've got 22 AUS titles, 8 in a row, 10 national titles. They know how to win with this program, and they'll be back again. They'll find great players again and rejuvenate this program. And, you know, they still have a bronze medal to play for, but as you and I talked about earlier today, in hockey culture, bronze medals really don't mean anything. You know, I mean, maybe they do, but if you ask most players, that doesn't soothe things, getting a bronze medal.
And as you said, most of them haven't played at 8 o'clock in the morning since they played Pee Wee hockey. So that's going to be a tough one for those guys to get up tomorrow morning. Anytime a player comes to the rink, he's prepared to play and he wants to play, but that's a tough ask.
Yes, that is. There's Torrance, keeps it in the zone. Floated out to center ice. You know, in other sports, a bronze medal is fantastic, but like I say, that's not in hockey culture. You either win or nah. So there you see the bronze medal game. Windsor taking on UNB. Note the time, 8 a.m. Eastern.
You know, Peter, what you said was very interesting with regard to what UNB faced at the beginning of the year, losing those players to the NCAA. That's the unknown factor right now for a coach when you're out there recruiting top-flight players coming out of major junior hockey. And when you recruit those players and they come into your program and then you get the opportunity for someone else to recruit your players at the same level is very difficult right now. And that's the changing landscape right now, right across North America with what's going on.
You run the Quebec Junior Hockey League and, you know, Junior A, and I'm wondering, it seems that those players now are getting more opportunities now to play this level of hockey, U-Sport hockey. Do you see that moving forward?
Well, you know, we're in the playoffs right now, and we've already had 7 commitments to U-Sport out of our league. Normally, we might have 10 commitments in a year, and a lot of them come after the season.
Right.
After the recruiting is done on the high-end major junior kids, and then they're looking for those kids to come in and fill in some other spots. But right now, they're coming in, they're recruiting our players at the same time as they are the major junior kids because they know our kids will make a commitment, and they're ready to play at the start of the season.
One young man in particular, Simon Mullen, who plays for the Summerside Western Capitals. I mean, there's a boatload of teams that would like to sign him. A ton of players in the Maritime Junior Hockey League that have great potential to play U-Sport hockey. So,
you know, I've seen a lot of our U-Sport coaches here throughout the past couple of days, and the one thing they all said when they were leaving, I'll see you at the Centennial Cup.
Right. So nice to see Junior A players being looked at.
You know, the good thing right now about Junior A hockey as well is kids can stay in their own province and play. They can go to the schools where they grew up, stay with their friends, live with their families, and play hockey in their local community where they played their minor hockey. And what we're seeing right now is a groundswell of young players coming out to watch the games because they're watching the kids that came through their minor hockey system playing in the same arena that they are every week.
And again, speaking of the Summerside Western Capitals, I mean, you take a look at that team. A lot of those young men are from Prince Edward Island. They're from the Summerside area, so that's always a good thing.
You know, when you want to talk about stability and coaching, look how long and what Billy McGuigan's done with that program in Summerside PEI.
if you're not going to play major junior hockey, there's no better organization to play in than the Summerside Western Capitals. As time winds down in this game, a little bit of a battle in the corner. Palat plays it off the boards. Pass picked off in the neutral zone. Dwayne tried to get it into the slot, and it's broken up. Here's McPhee. He's got a goal in this game. A shot pad save. In front, they score. And McPhee, he's got a couple of markers in this one. Boy, he got beat up hard earlier in this game, so that feels, I guess, a little bit better.
Peter, are you saying there's a chance?
105, boy. You'd have to pull the proverbial rabbit out of the hat as you take a look at McPhee moving in.
McPhee moves down the far side. Grimarp gets his pad out real good, but then we've got the UNB player standing on the back door waiting to tip in that rebound.
You'd have to do a David Blaine or Cody Oak type of magic trick. LaRouche, he's hustled here tonight. He has a goal in this one, under a minute now. Around the boards, it comes to that far side point. Puck bounces out in front, so 7-4 right now. 35.2 seconds remaining. Pats just easily come out of their own zone.
They're going to eat the clock right now. And I think UNB is just going to back out in the neutral zone.
And that is going to do it as the UQTR Patriots are moving on to the University Cup final in a dominant performance here at Scotiabank Centre. And a tough night for UNB. But this is a team, they'll be back. And they'll play for the bronze medal tomorrow morning.
And they're still a young team, and they're gaining a lot of experience right now at the University Cup. And UQTR has been here as well. And one thing I know is when you've got perennial programs like these two playing each other, you never know who's going to win the game. And one night it could be one team, the next night it could come back and be the other team. A lot of parity out there on the ice tonight, but the victor is UQTR, and I thought they executed their game plan a little bit better than UNB, and that was the difference in tonight's game.
And, you know, they scored 12 seconds in. I mean, that's not a backbreaker, but psychologically, I think that really hurt UNB.
Well, you come out with a different game set, and it's different game plan in mind, and you think you're going to get the first one, and you give it up with 12 seconds in, and then you've got to take a look and go, what just happened?
Yes.
And then that changes the way you go out for your next shift. And what happened after the first shift is UQTR just didn't let up for about 7 minutes. They just kept dominating play, blanketing the puck, and they never really let UNB get the opportunity to start tonight.
And, you know, they're such a skilled team, but, man, they grind. I mean, they get below that goal line, and they go right to town.
And I've seen a lot of UQTR teams over the years, and I'll tell you what, that's as good a team as I've ever seen at UQTR right now.
So we are all set for the gold medal game. It'll be the host team, the St. Mary's Huskies, taking on the Patriots. The bronze medal game, Windsor and UNB. So we'll get the players of the game for both teams here. I'm not too sure who it's going to be for Trois-Rivières.
I'm going to keep my fingers crossed right now, Peter.
The Nike Team Player of the Game, le joueur du match Nike. de UNB. From UNB is number 13, Cody Morgan, forward.
No surprise there, Peter.
Yeah. Cody Morgan, another strong season this year in AUS hockey.
La jury de match, Nike, the Nike team player of the game. From the Université du Québec à Trois-Rivières, et numéro 61, Connor Frenette, number 61, forward.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think I shook the magic 8 ball and it came up with Connor Frenette on it.
What a dominant performance from Frenette. And he's got a big game tomorrow. Hopefully he saves some goals for that one. And so the Patriots victorious. They scored early. They scored often. And they get a 7-4 victory. Let's look ahead now to the final. If you're St. Mary's, what's the game plan here?
Well, the one thing is I think UQTR's got an advantage in the skill department. St. Mary's has to play a strong physical game. The deciding factor is, can the Patriots match the physicality when it's needed tomorrow, and can they take advantage of every opportunity they get on the power play?
Baudouin avec nous, Charles. Parle-nous un peu de tes émotions après un match. Écoute, haut en émotion certainement.
Effectivement, c'est un match haut en émotion. Il y a beaucoup de joueurs dans notre équipe. Ça fait 2 fois qu'on pogne UNB. On a perdu en finale il y a 2 ans. On était prêts pour cette game-là, puis je pense qu'on l'a montré à soir.
Tu as eu 3 points aujourd'hui, mais ton capitaine a eu 5 avec un tour du chapeau. Parle-nous un peu justement de qu'est-ce qu'il vous apporte, non seulement sur la glace, mais dans le vestiaire.
Frenette, c'est un leadership hors pair. Je pense que hors glace comme sur la glace, c'est notre capitaine. 3 buts sur la glace, mais autant hors glace, il va performer sur les bancs de l'école, dans la chambre. Il va être le premier à parler, ça va être le gars le plus positif dans la chambre, puis on l'adore.
Tu as gagné avec Shawinigan du côté du Québec. Qu'est-ce que tu peux amener de cette expérience-là ici avec tes coéquipiers? Tu as un match justement de champion canadien.
Je pense que je ne suis pas le seul dans l'équipe qui a une game de championnat, puis des championnats. On a beaucoup de vétérans dans l'équipe qui ont gagné, soit junior ou universitaire. Je pense qu'on apporte du calme, on apporte de l'énergie, puis on est prêt à tout. Là.
Merci beaucoup. Je te souhaite une bonne chance et une bonne nuit de sommeil pour le match demain.
Merci beaucoup. Bonne soirée.
We were with Charles Baudouin, who had an excellent game, and I will send to the guys upstairs now.
Thank you very much, Max.
Merci énormément, Maxime, pour l'entrevue.
Dominant performance here for the Patriots, and now they will head to the final. They'll take on St. Mary's, and we'll see what transpires in that one. So the final score once again, 7-4. Trois-Rivières over UNB. We'll see you tomorrow. 2 big games, gold medal game and the bronze medal game.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.